Hello students, this is Mr. Collier and we're finding volume of prisms today. Here we have a few prisms. Whenever you have a prism and you want to find the volume, you should find the area of the base and then multiply by the height of the prism. Okay, so let's take a look at what those two things are in each figure we have here. In the first rectangular prism, we can think of this as the base and this square back here as the base. Okay, the bases of a prism should be congruent and they should be parallel. In the second figure here, the rectangular faces, they're not parallel to each other, they cannot be bases. So this triangle has to be the base. This triangle and this triangle here are the bases of this pyramid. And the next one we have a trapezoidal prism. We have a trapezoid as a base and another trapezoid back here as a base. And the next figure is not a prism at all, it's actually a cylinder, but the same rules apply. You take the area of the base times the height. So that's what we'll be doing in these four problems here. So let me just back up here a bit and erase what I just did. Okay, in the first prism, we've got two square bases. The area of a square is just side times side, so we get area equals 30 times 30. So the area of the base here is 900 square meters. The height of the prism, okay, is always a distance between bases. It doesn't matter if it's up and down, left and right, back to front. It's always the distance between the two bases that you used. And in this case, it's 4 meters. Okay, but we already used centimeters for our base. So instead of 4 meters, we're going to use the height as 400 centimeters because it's 400 centimeters in 4 meters. Okay. So to get the volume, we take the area of the base times the height, so that's 900 times 400. That equals 3,600 cubic centimeters. Your answer for volume is always in cubic centimeters. Okay, so that's your answer for the first one. For the second one here, the bases are triangles, the right triangles. Okay, because that's a right angle, we know that one is the height and one is the base. The height and the base of a triangle are always at a perpendicular to each other. So we can use these two numbers as the height and the base of the triangle. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So that equals 2 times 5 is 10. So the area of the base there is 10. And the height of the prism is 10 because the distance from base to base is 10. So the height of the prism is 10, so the volume is 10 times 10. The volume of the triangular prism is 100 cubic centimeters. Okay, let's see if I can squeeze the rest of them in here. Here we have a trapezoidal prism. The bases are trapezoids. So remember the area of a trapezoid is half base 1 plus base 2. Basically the average of the bases and then times the height of the trapezoid. That's right there, not to be confused with the height of the prism. Height of the trapezoid here is 2. So we get area equals half 3 plus 5 are our bases times 2 is the height of the trapezoid. So the area equals, here we have half times 8 times 2. That's going to be 4 times 2 is 8. So the area of the base is 8. The height of the prism is 10. Oops. So height is 10. Volume equals 8 times 10, which equals 80 cubic centimeters. Okay, let's take a look at the last one, which is actually a cylinder. So this works for prisms and cylinders. Okay, because a cylinder is pretty much just like a prism. It's got two opposite parallel bases and it's got a height, so you can do the same thing. Let me make some room so I can continue on with this one. Let me erase the trapezoidal prism. Sorry about that. Okay. Alrighty. So, in a cylinder, our bases are circles. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. In this case, our radius is 1.7, so it's pi times 1.7 squared, which, if we do 1.7 squared, oops, 1.7 squared equals 2.89. So the area here is 2.89 pi. That's the area of the base. The height is 4.2. The height of the prism is 4.2. So the volume of the cylinder is 4.2 times, that's 4.2 times 2.89 pi. So the volume here, if we type that in the calculator, we got 2.89 there already. Let's multiply by 4.2 and then multiply by pi, which is over here, second function. There we go. So we just type that in and we get about, oops, let me see that again. .38.1. So we get 38.1 cubic centimeters. And that's how you find the volume of prisms and cylinders.